Welcome back to Tiffany Talks, and I am excited because I finally got it. Yeah. It's the Vice Limited palette. I have been eager. And when I mean eager to get my hands on this. And if you don't know, Sephora released this and it's sold out within hours. Urban Decay released it and it's sold out in hours, and I honestly thought it was gone. I even tried to purchase this on eBay and people are charging almost double, sometimes even triple the price, and I just was like, well, maybe it's not meant to be. I ended up getting the Vice 3 palette because I liked the colors. The colors were similar, but when I was comparing something about this particular palette, like, I was swayed, and it might have just been because I love vibrant, bright colors because I'm kind of vibrant and bright. So something about this palette just was, I don't know what it, I can't even speak because it was just, it gets me excited, like this bright neon yellow, and then once you see the colors, like, it's so hard not to get excited. But Ulta sent out an email about 2 weeks ago on Instagram, and not even an email, just they posted on Instagram, and they showed this palette and it says it'll be out on the 25th. Do you know I have been like counting down the days? I even took the price of the palette, put it like in a separate compartment, wallet, envelope, so I would be ready to go into Ulta to get this palette. I got an email, or even I got a mailer from Ulta, 20% off, and the 20% off, the 20% off usually excludes prestige brands, but it actually worked for Vice palettes. Why did they exclude this palette? What's the conspiracy going on with this palette? How do you offer 20% off on prestige and then you exclude this? But I guess because they knew people were going to be trying to get their hands on this must-have item. So, whatever. So, let's get to the palette. This is the Urban Decay Vice Limited palette. Now, when I started my Urban Decay journey in November, I had not one Urban Decay eyeshadow palette. I used their primer Perversion. I used their all-nighter spray. I might have had a few 24/7s, but I did not own any palettes. I started off in November, right before Thanksgiving, and I purchased the Naked on the Run palette. That was my introduction into the Urban Decay shadows. Since then, my last purchase of 2014 was the Vice 3 palette. And now, I'm adding this to my shadow, Urban Decay shadow palette, the Vice Limited. Now, I did swatch this earlier. I was trying to take pictures so that I can insert it for you guys. So if there's fingerprints, I do apologize. Now, inside of the box, in the back of the box, they give you images of all of the colors. And the colors seem to be mostly all shimmers, and which is great because in my Vice I have a mixture of shimmers and mattes, so I feel like if I really wanted mattes, I can use them in conjunction with my Vice 3. Now, since I just started this Urban Decay journey, I know a few of these are repeats, but because I don't have any Nakeds or any of their old school palettes, for me they're all new. So it says that the ultra limited case holds 20 velvety shades of eyeshadows, 18 exclusives, 5 are new, and 2 bestsellers, plus a double-ended brush. Experiment with bright neutral, smoky hues and a range of finishes, all in our decadent velvety formula. So there we go. There's again 20 shades in total. There's 18 exclusives, 5 are new, and 2 bestsellers. So there we have it. Now, inside of the palette, it comes with this foam, I guess, to protect the outside. But what I love, and I don't know if you'll be able to really see that. Oh, and I apologize, I already have marks on it. But once you open the palette, let's see. The palette opens up and then it props up. It's almost as if it opens up and it kind of tilts so that it can like have like a little base. So I don't know, it's pretty cool that it just opens and then it kind of tilts so that it can position itself upright. Let's see if I can describe it a little better because I don't feel like I'm grasping. And let me see if you can see that. I don't know. It's hard to explain on a camera, but when it opens, it kind of props up a little bit so that sitting down, meaning give it a little more stability so that the palette doesn't rock, or that the big mirror isn't weighing the palette down to where it shifts or if it's off balance. I thought that was pretty cool. It's almost like a little transformer palette. Now, of course, if you're familiar with the Urban Decay palettes, they have the big mirror, which I usually use the plastic, keep the plastic on because I don't typically use the mirrors unless I'll be traveling, then I might take it out. So here are the shadows. When you see the swatch photos, the swatch photos will be down starting from my right, but technically your left down. I didn't want to do them across because I felt like trying to get them all on my hand, you wouldn't be able to see them that well, so I just decided to swatch them down. Now it does come with this double-ended brush. The brush is actually not a bad brush, but for some reason, if I have brushes, I don't like to use the brush in the palette unless, again, I am traveling and I'm in need of a brush, then I might use the house brush. That's what I like to call it, the house brush. Now, from colors, this is Nameless, Backdoor, Deeper, Disco, Heat, and I don't want to, I'm going to let that fall, Heat. Let's see if I can read that off, and it makes it easy. The next, it's second row is going to be, and I'm going to start from this end just so you can get it. Crystal, Goddess, Vaporize, Floss, Perversion, and then this row. And then next is going to be, let's see if I can read it, Provocateur, Hoodoo, Freakshow, Junkshow, Blitz, and then lastly, Chase, Satin, Roadstripe, Anonymous, and Lace. And these colors honestly are super pretty. I am wearing right now, on my lid, I'm wearing the Roadstripe. In my crease, I think I have a little bit of a Backdoor, which is, let me just go back to the Roadstripe. The Roadstripe looks white. It looks pure white, like, oh my god, who's going to wear that tacky shadow? But when you put it on, it's like an iridescent light purple. It's super pretty. So that's what I'm wearing on my lid. Then I believe I have Backdoor, which is this brown color, a little bit in my crease, as well as Perversion, which looks to be the black on the outer corners of my crease. I then have Freakshow, which is in the upper part of my lid. And then I am using Disco kind of under my eyebrows. Now that Disco glimmer is super pretty, but the glitter will transfer a little bit on your face. Roadstripe, I know that's going to be a fan. Honestly, I like a lot of their glimmers. I like the Blitz. I like the Backdoor. I like the Heat. This Junkshow, this pink color is so gorgeous. I'm in love. Like, my favorite color is purple. So when I have a vibrant, pretty purple eyeshadow, it's hard for me to resist. And hence, the first day I try out the palette, I'm putting on the purple colors. But I am excited about owning this palette. I am excited to finally know what Urban Decay has in store, know what their eyeshadows feel like. I don't have any of the prior ones, so I don't have anything to compare them to, and I kind of don't want to. You know, sometimes we get caught up when they change form. Oh, it's different. I'm happy where I am. I don't know anything but the Vice 3, the Vice Limited, and the Naked on the Run, and I am satisfied. I do have the Perversion eyeliner. So if you're wondering what the darker line is, that's the Perversion eyeliner. So I tried to stick with all Urban Decay products. And again, this is the Naked, thinking about the Naked on the Run. This is the Urban Decay Vice Limited palette. the sold out, highly sought after Vice Limited palette. So if you weren't familiar or you weren't able to grab it when it was with Urban Decay and Sephora, here's your opportunity. I know when I last checked, Ulta still had it on their website. They also still had it in some stores. Get this. Go and grab it. You will be very happy. You will be very satisfied. Thanks for tuning in to Tiffany Talks. Get this now!
Getting on. There's no regrets if tomorrow never come. Cause this is my time, I'm letting go. And every second's a blessing from above. It's like a feeling I can't control. It's in the ways I want to wave, I want to ride.